Hello, this is Scott Carpenter, and welcome to another edition of the Sasquatch Awareness Project. Now, tonight I'm going to talk about the subject of orbs and UFOs, because they're kind of related. And you're probably wondering, well, what in the world does this have to do with a Sasquatch encounter or dealing with the Sasquatch phenomenon? And many times before, during, or after a Sasquatch encounter, people will experience orbs and UFOs. It just happens. Many times people have had a UFO encounter, they see a UFO, and then the Sasquatch encounter, or vice versa. The orbs, I've talked about them quite a bit, here lately, and again, they can show up during an encounter, before or after, in the woods, or actually around the Sasquatch. And it's not, I know a lot of people think it's far-fetched, but UFOs and Sasquatch are related. I think I've talked about it before. About 25% of all UFO reports have a Sasquatch in it, and vice versa. About 25% of Sasquatch, of course, conversely, have 25% of reports of a Sasquatch have a UFO involved. There's one famous case where an abductee saw a UFO and actually saw a large, hairy, bipedal being of Sasquatch piloting the craft. And others have commented they've seen UFOs land in the field and the Sasquatch run off the UFOs and into the woods. So I think people need to be aware that these paranormal or these sort of odd happenings can, accompany a Sasquatch encounter, either before or after. And many times, areas where there's sightings of Sasquatch will have a lot of UFO encounters or orb things going on. So what I wanted to do first here I personally have had a Sasquatch encounter. Of course I have a Sasquatch encounter. I personally have had an orb encounter. It's Sunday afternoon for some reason, I can't think. But and that happened on my back deck. I felt a presence. I couldn't see anything, but I just felt like something. The hair was on the back of my neck, and I feel like that feeling you get when someone's looking over your shoulder. Took out my iPhone, I did a 360, and I captured these photos. And here's the first one. Now this is other people have sent me pictures like this. These are the orbs. These are going through conduits or leaving trails behind, and you can't see them with the naked eye, but the camera picks them up. Now there are other orbs that people get on video that are floating around, and orbs can be anywhere from the size of a softball, golf ball, all the way up to UFO size, balloon size or bigger. One of the characteristics of the orb is it's a ball of what seemingly is light. It's not like a ship or something mechanical. It's a ball of light. Sometimes you can see through it. It's translucent, and sometimes it's not. And the colors range from the whole spectrum: blue, red, green, yellow, bright white. So red, whatever, the colors are all over the place. And like I said, you can see them, different sizes. One hallmark is they appear to be or are intelligently controlled. They're not like a balloon in the wind, just haphazardly being blown around. They're moving and with a purpose and avoiding things, going faster, slowing down. I know that a couple of years ago, I did a presentation down towards Big South Fork, and the groups that were going out, nobody was seeing any Sasquatch. They were going out at night, but a couple of the groups saw red orbs going through the trees, and avoiding trees, going up and down and around, and it was definitely being intelligently guided. And so that's a hallmark of these orbs, is they're under some sort of intelligent control. And it's obvious by watching them, the way they move, that they are. And so this one here, the picture of, is, you can see it looks like some sort of conduit, and this orb here is moving through it, and of course it's translucent. You can see the light stuff behind it. And then here is another shot as I was doing the 360, and this is three different orbs. You have one coming from the top, moving from right to left, one moving from left to right, and then one coming from the left and going down. So three kind of crossing at the same time. This orb here was a few months later, and again I felt something weird, and forgive the mess, this is back in the day when I had $50,000 underneath to run around the house. I was going out to feed the dogs, and I felt something weird, and I actually felt like something was under the deck. So I put my iPhone out, took a couple pictures, and I caught this orb here coming up and moving across the screen. So I believe we're into the UFO. Oh, here's a good one. Here's the different orbs. And you can see these, the ones I captured. You can see through them, the translucent. There's some stuff in the middle of them. What it is, I don't know. But you can see this is the one in August and in November. Here it is in the negative. And then here's another one. You can see here it's got like this one here, you got like like little circles and little things inside it. And so I don't know what those are. But you can see there's a circle, and there's like an indentation, like a stamp indentation. It's kind of weird. And there's a look in the negative of the three orbs going in three different directions. So another thing that will happen is UFOs. I've had that experience around the house. This picture here, I know, don't send me no emails, but it's blurry. It is what it is. But that was taken with my iPhone, and it was late in the evening. I was walking the dog, and I saw this. I was actually watching. The sun was going down, and you could see the airplanes, the jets going across, and the sun was shining. The way the sun was shining on them, they were glistening silver. It was pretty cool looking. And while I was watching this one jet go across the sky, I don't know, he's 10, 20 miles away, 30,000 feet, and all of a sudden this silver disc-like thing came from the left and caught it and zigzagged. It made a Z, so it went underneath underneath the jet, and like the jet's probably going 500 miles an hour, 400 miles an hour, and this thing overtook it almost instantly. It just like went, and it stopped. Then it did a Z. It went backwards, and then it went right up, and it kind of like parked itself right, like if this is the jet, the UFO parked itself there, and just stayed with it. And so I'm watching this thing like freaking out. Like, what in the world, Obviously, this ain't an airplane. No airplane can move that fast. And like I said, it went past the jet, back behind it, and then right up under it. So it made like a Z. And so I'm kind of watching it, and then it starts coming towards me, getting lower in altitude, and it's like I'm here, it's moving off like that. So it's getting lower and it's moving to my right. And I dig out my cell phone and I take about 2 or 3 pictures, and this is the best one as it's coming towards me. And as you can see, it's kind of a saucer-shaped silver thing. Now, later on, and this has happened this year, I was taking a break outside, and this place where I'm at, planes fly over all the time, and it's obvious they're airplanes, and because it's on the trackway going to the local airport, and so it's sitting there. It's bluebird skies, cloud cover about 10,000 feet. I think I looked it up, maybe a little less, 8 to 10. And I noticed this what at first was an airplane coming from my right to left, but it didn't look right. And of course it was almost the same color as the clouds, and you could see through it. And so it was kind of weird. Like I said, you could see through it, and then it looked like you when you throw a football and the football spirals. That's exactly that's what it was doing. It wasn't tumbling forward. It was spiraling, and so and oscillating. And so I'm watching this, and it's crazy. And it's like, so I take my camera out, I do 2 still captures, and then I think to actually hit the video, and I get just a couple seconds of video before it goes into a cloud bank. And when it gets close to the cloud bank, you can really tell there that it's translates like the cloud. It looks like a piece of cloud, and because you can kind of see through it. It's not solid. It's like the cloud. It's white, but you can see, like a cloud. It's not like a vapor. And it was really odd. And it met a lot. Showed it to a couple of experts that, in the field of ufology, and they're like, yeah, that the classic, going into a cloud bank, hiding, making no noise, oscillating, no contrails or anything like that, and just real odd. And so I've got some still captures here of it. That's a still capture right before it goes in the cloud bank, and I've blown it up. Sorry. And that's the video. I'll show the video at the end. Here's a blow up of it here, and you can kind of see it. There's no wings, and it's just kind of a oblong shaped object, a tic tac, if you want to call it that. And there it is in the negative. And there's a picture of it. You can see it right here, and it's heading towards the cloud bank. And as you can see here, it's kind of like the same color as the clouds. I guess you could say it's a tic tac. Everybody familiar with UFOs will know that. And then I'll play at the end of the video. I did when you take a cell phone picture, it takes a couple quick seconds of video, and so I kind of was able to get that out. So I kind of made a little video so you can kind of see it better, and slowed it down and zoomed in, and you can see it oscillating for sure. And the whole point of this was just to say that, was just to let everybody know that these orbs and your UFO experiences can accompany Sasquatch. Sorry there, my battery or something went crazy, and what I wanted to say, or what I was saying before it cut out on me, was that I just want everybody to know that during a Sasquatch encounter, or before or after, you can have one of these paranormal activities, such as a UFO sighting or an orb sighting. And so just something you need to be aware of. And if you see that happening, like if you're don't be surprised if you have a Sasquatch encounter that you have an orb encounter later, or maybe a UFO encounter, or if you've had just an out of the blue orb or out of the blue UFO, things correlate. So you just need to be aware. So that's it for this time in this edition of the Sasquatch Awareness Project. Next time we're going to talk about a subject that a lot of people are into, and there's a lot going on in this subject area, and that's the dog man. Because fortunately or unfortunately, the Sasquatch activity usually brings on dogman activity. It's not uncommon for dogmen to be in the same area, or for those who are having Sasquatch encounters or issues around their home, for the dogman to show up. And so something that needs to be addressed, because it kind of goes, hand in hand with the Sasquatch encounters. And not only could you have unwanted Sasquatch on your property, you could have the issue with the unwanted dogman. So it's a burgeoning issue that I think we should address. And it, like I said, it goes along with the Sasquatch. So until next time, everybody have a good week. Be careful, and God bless. I'll talk to you soon.